I didn't really get into that, although I did buy myself an original Game Boy in '91.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to say we missed. We should have done that one before Super Nintendo, and I know that's one that's near and dear to your heart.
Oh, I love that platform. Love it. One of my favorites. So many good memories from that. Not the console that I quote-unquote grew up with, but I probably spent the most time on that as anything. The one memory of that sticks out of my head.
So what's your favorite game on the Game Boy?
So my favorite game used to be Gauntlet 2. You could hook up 2 Game Boys with a cable and play multiplayer.
Yeah, I used to do that with Pokemon.
Right, and this is all in the black and white. And so Gauntlet 2, you just keep playing levels and levels and levels and levels, and you can play like 50 levels, and they're all different. They each keep coming up to each different. And there's a transporter level that you would get to where you couldn't finish the level by yourself because it would just keep toggling you back and forth between these 2 pads. And what you needed was a second person, and you could have that other person like run off the screen, and then when you transported, you'd transport closer to them. So it was a 2-person collaborative way to make your way through this transporter maze.
But what, you had to do that to beat the game?
Well, so that's the thing. So we were like, okay, apparently you have to do this to beat this game, right? Because you can never, the levels are random, but you couldn't get past that level unless you had multiplayer. So we sat and we played it for 9 hours, I think. And we got to, that level showed up, it was like level 93 or something, and we finally got there. And we made it all the way, and we got around to level 100, and we were waiting for like the ending screen, and it wrapped around to level 1, and it started back at the first level that we had started.
Oh my gosh.
So
wow.
It was like it had determined the order, and that's just you play through 100 levels, and it bounced you back to the first one.
That's crazy.
We were not real happy at that point, and I don't think I've played the game since then.
I'd probably say one of my favorite games is actually Shining Force 2, which that's going to the Sega Genesis, but I often forget that because I kind of got out of them. I got burned out playing the Fire Emblem games. Did you ever play those?
No, I never did play those.
Yeah, and those games are painful because if your character dies, they're gone. So you like build a team, but it's really stressful. It's not really fun because you're constantly playing battles over and over again because you don't want to lose characters.
Right.
So after buying that and ripping my hair, and I was just like, I'm done with this genre. Even though I would probably say that was my favorite genre for 5-6 years. So it's good to hear you like those.
Oh yeah, no, those are good. And then since then, the GameCube really just it didn't inspire me. The Wii still has never inspired me.
Yeah, I'd say that probably Zelda's what's carried me through all the systems because a lot of people hated Wind Waker with its cel-shaded graphics, but I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed Twilight Princess on the Wii, which I think most people were happy with that. But those games are amazing. Now, I don't think it's worth buying a console just for Zelda games, but at least they all had something amazing in their Zelda games.
So I think that'll wrap up our thoughts of Nintendo. They're awesome. A lot of good memories. Moving right along to the question and answer section, and we'll wing through it. Quick answers. Try and get through as many as we can. Thanks everybody for submitting your questions, and we know that there's a lot of you that have asked to be on the podcast because we asked who would want to be on the podcast, and we're going to try and figure that out for the next episode. So
yeah,
bear with us. We're getting there. Donnie Marco from LittleBigPlanet. What do you guys think of the new rating system that will be introduced in LDB2?
I figured that he must be talking about you were talking about the badges where you can like kind of classify your level as your own thing.
There's a new you can like a yay or a boo on like comments, and then there's the same. It's the same the stars and hearts and
wait.
Maybe
so you give it stars and you also yay or boo it.
Yeah, I'm not real clear on that. Like you can yay or boo a specific comment, which is nice. Like if you have somebody on your profile that like on your level that posts a stupid comment, which happens more often than not, you can like rate that comment as a boo. Like this comment is silly.
But you can also yay or boo the level itself.
I believe so, yeah.
Well, I really like that comment idea. I had no idea that was there.
What are your first impressions of the comment versus review sections? Will they ever work properly? I think that's what I was talking about.
Well, it says, will they ever work properly? I have no idea. Are they broken right now?
I think it means will they ever probably be used as intended. And they probably will never be used exactly as intended. But I think it's an improvement over the first.
What I have to say to anybody is enjoy the comment section because it sucked not having it on PSP. It's going to be wonderful moving back over to Little Big Planet 2 and having those back because comments are a beautiful thing.
They are. They are, as a matter of fact. They're amusing most of the time as well. How awesome is the queue? So Little Big LBP.me. Probably the most awesome thing ever. What do you think?
Have you used it yet?
A little. I added a couple and then played them. It's pretty ridiculously good. Here's the real advantage to that system is like for something like the Little Big Planet Central Spotlights.
Uh-huh.
Instead of having to go and search for the text for all those levels to play that were on the Spotlight, you just click into the level and add it to your queue. That's it.
Could they make like something so like on Little Big Planet Central they just have a button and it queues up all the Spotlight levels?
I believe they have something that's like that, or they're working on it. It's already pretty close to that. I mean, it only takes a minute to add them all to your queue.
That's awesome.
Pretty darn cool. What do you think of how Little Big Planet 1 levels look in Little Big Planet 2?
I went into create mode a bit with my own levels, and I think I noticed a little bit, but I mean, I didn't actually play through them, so it's kind of hard to tell. I'm assuming a lot is to do with lighting. I mean, I know textures look better, but I haven't really looked hard enough, and you have to understand, I came back from playing PSP straight to the Little Big Planet 2 beta, so, I mean, if it was like downgrading the original Little Big Planet, it would still look amazing. Can you tell a big difference?
There's a difference. Like I played my off-world colony level, and the lighting on that is it's a pretty dark level, and I tweaked the lighting so that you couldn't see the background of the level, which is the desert background. And in Little Big Planet 2, now you can. So it just looks like a desert at night instead of darkness. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just different.
All right. From Killer Sackman on Little Big Land, we have, what do you think of the new Little Big Planet 2 tools like grappling hook, creator, etc.?
I think they are exactly what everyone has been asking for, and I'm excited to see how people are going to use them.
Do you think grappling hook's going to be something we see a lot of?
Yes. I was playing around in LBP2 yesterday, and there's a whole mechanic about like you can grapple and then swing while shortening the grapple, and you can slingshot yourself. If you have the right technique, you can get a lot of air off of it, but it's very hard. So I am officially dreading grapple hook swinging levels.
Yeah, you've just made me purposely avoid anything that like looks like it's supposed to be challenging with a grappling hook, because I'm sure there's going to be like hardest grappling hook level ever levels all over the place.
Yeah, my controller is going to end up through the center of my television screen.
The problem with that kind of level too is like I'll probably see the mechanic and be like, oh sweet, that's awesome, and like actually get decent at it and want to use it, but I'm always scared to death to do anything. Like I remember an example is the monkey climbing or whatever, where you're going across the ceiling.
Gosh.
I was terrified to add that into my level, and I eventually did on, I don't know, a little LBL4 or something, and yeah, it's just, like, I never know, am I going to have to describe to the player how to do this? How many players actually know how to do it? Because, I mean, you and me are so into the community with Little Big Planet Central, but, I mean, like, how many people are actually going to know how to do that? And when they get there, are they going to get stuck and, like, rate the level terribly?
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is scary, and there's going to be a lot of things that are like that.
Things like grappling hook and creator I'm very excited about. Those are the kinds of things I hope to see more of. Like, I'm fine with people doing crazy levels that don't use Sackboy. I just hope that that's not what everyone does.
Yeah, I know. Do you think shark survivals and jump levels will come into fashion on LVP2?
I do not. I think that it's going to be like we talked about before. I think there's going to be little tricks people figure out how to do with certain mechanics that have been introduced in Little Big Planet 2. Because, I mean, shark survivals are going to be... they were stupid before. Well, I mean, okay, there might have been some good ones. I didn't really... That was the kind of thing that was kind of taking off as I was leaving the country. I wouldn't be surprised if there's joke levels by someone like Folor who makes, like, an ultimate shark game that's actually awesome. Because, I mean, someone could probably do that now. But, yeah, actually, that's an awesome idea. We might want to do that, Taffy. All right, so the next question is from Unexpected from Little Big Planet Central. And it's, how much do you love pigeons?
I don't. They're the rats of the sky. And if you've ever played Grand Theft Auto 4, you get to kill pigeons. It's one of the little side...
That was a tough achievement trophy to get, though, to kill all those pigeons. That just made me hate them all the more. 'Cause, did you actually get all of them?
I did a few of them, and they're tough. I mean, you have to use a guide.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah, and there were some that you had to use a guide. Like, I tried to go through and find them, and then there was some where it was like you had to be out on a boat at the right angle looking back into the dock through a window you couldn't reach and shoot at it. It was like, wait, come on, is that fair?
Yeah, so. Well, they made the other ones hard to collect, and people got them all stick. They're like, hey, why not ramp it up? So, don't like pigeons at all, real life or Grand Theft Auto. How about that? So, Nepero 7... Nepero? Little Big Planet Central likes our podcast. Thanks, Nepero. We appreciate that. Big support.
Thank you.
Are you looking forward to any upcoming level series? And I think Nepero has a Lost Gold level series coming up. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to all the series just to see what the authors do to combine their powers to see what they can create. Because I mean, every author has something they're good at. If you look at any level by anyone, you might see like a mixture of artwork and mechanics or something with someone like Salieri. But in general, you're going to see with almost all authors, they're going to have one thing that they're really good at. And it's nice to see authors working together to combine those abilities.
Yeah, like the 12 Days of Christmas series that Cheesebo kind of put together that involved Delver Jones and Silver 39, and a whole bunch of creative Valmasoy and a whole bunch of people. And it's just really amazing series. Just really fantastic. So I'd say, as for me, I'm definitely looking forward to more of those. All right, so our last question is going to be, is the PSP community dying?
Uh-oh.
That's from Silver 39. And
I've heard Fastbro talking about this as well. I think it's a matter of how you look at it. And it's really hard to tell now, because with Little Big Planet 2 coming, or having come out, it's going to be the worst time possible for LBP PSP, because a lot of creators from the PSP side who have a PS3 are obviously going to be moving over there and trying that out. But in my opinion, a lot of them are going to find that their levels are just going to be passed over. I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I mean that's how it felt. You're going to have those trends that just kill levels. There's going to be so many levels out there, and a lot of the PSP community is probably going to be making traditional levels. So, I mean, both of us admitted that we believe that right now the thing people are going to be looking for is what kind of wacky, crazy stuff can you do with Little Big Planet 2, and those kind of levels aren't going to really be noticed.
Right. I think it's a downturn, although I really don't see it dying anytime soon. It may change in size. There'll be people coming and going, but it'll be a long, long, long time before we can actually say it's officially dead.
I think the things that would officially make me think, okay, it's about to die was obviously a server announcement that's going to go down. That would kind of really hurt things a lot.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of good things coming this year, though. We've got the Kindred series. We've got a bunch of other level series coming out. I know some high-profile creators, which I'm not going to mention, are making some levels. And then I just took a left turn at Albuquerque just about a couple of days ago, and I started creating a level that I'm pretty sure nobody's going to see coming. So.
And that's for PSP, correct?
For PSP, indeed.
Oh man, that's big news right there. That's like the big scoop of the podcast.
So I have mentioned it before, but it's been so many months. I'm sure everybody's forgotten about it by now. So I'm making it, and hopefully it'll come out sometime in the next forever. I'll try and be as fast as I can, but I'm a slow creator. So.
And Little Big Planet 2 isn't pulling you away from that at all. Like, you're not getting urges to quit creating on PSP and go over to Little Big Planet 2?
It all depends on whether or not my wife is using the TV to watch Save for the Breath.
So the PSP community owes your wife a lot of thanks.
That's exactly right. Anytime Toddlers and Tiaras is on TV, I've got my headphones in creating a level. So probably find her email address and say, watch more TV.
That's awesome.
So I think that's a pretty good spot to end. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll come back at you again in another couple of weeks with some more good stuff. Any parting thoughts you got there?
Just contact us if you have any thoughts about how we can improve the podcast. If there's anything you like a lot, you'd like us to focus on a certain section of the podcast more, just let us know. I mean, we're open to changing it. We have no kind of schedule, so this is a podcast for people to enjoy. So just let us know your thoughts and how we can improve it.
Yep, absolutely. I will second that. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We'll catch you next time. Enjoy.
Yep. See ya.